the Gems family. How are you doing? This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, doing this audio chat, black screen. I don't feel like being on camera today, but I still wanted to hang out with my Gems family. I hope all is well in your worlds. You're in a good, positive space. You know what? I said, you know what? I didn't have anything planned, but let me come on and chit chat with my gems for a little bit. I wanted to talk about trust. Boy, trust is something that once it's lost, it's almost impossible to regain trust. And I just had a question that I wanted to pose to all of you. What makes you lose trust? Hey, PMC, how are you doing? Happy Saturday. I just wanted to pose this question to everybody and find out what you guys think about it. What makes you lose trust? PMC says, doing all right. Hey, sure, Shannon, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Saturday. So let me hear what you guys have to say. PMC, Shannon, what do you think about it? What makes you lose trust in a person? I definitely have my opinions. And you know, I think I'm a pretty patient person. I think I'm a pretty calm person. Well, at least I am now. I've learned it, but years ago, very impatient with everything and everyone, and it would be like one striking you're out. But it really does depend on the situation, how I deal with it and how I handle it. But my number one thing that causes me to lose trust in someone is a person who stabs me in the back. That will definitely make me lose trust if somebody is someone who I thought allegedly was a person that's supposed to have my back. And then either I hear it first person, or the person starts acting brand new. That will definitely make me like raise an eyebrow. It doesn't mean the trust will be gone forever, but I don't like when I can't depend on one wavelength of a feeling with somebody. Like if it's always up and down, like one day you act like you want to talk to me and other days you act like I get on your nerves. I can't do that up and down sort of relationships. It has to be the same. Like I got to know that you're going to be the same. We're cool today, tomorrow, and forever. And if not, it's cool. You know, I don't harbor any resentment, animosity. I'm not on that sort of time anymore. I'm in a different, peaceful, happy space in my life. If somebody doesn't want to be around me, doesn't like me or whatever, it's cool. You go your way and I go mine. PMC, what makes me lose trust? One who doesn't stand on their word, but swears they got your back and end up proving the first part. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. If somebody says something and then they don't keep their word, they don't have your back. You know, you think they have your back and they wind up not having it. Hi, Miss Betty. How are you doing? And you're right about that, PMC. Even if you forgive someone who wronged you and they apologize, moving forward, you'll never view them the same. It changes the outlook. It changes the perspective. It changes every single thing. Because if you find out that somebody is opposite of what you thought they were, that means they were lying to you. They were manipulating you. They just weren't the person that you thought they were. And once that trust is lost, it's really hard to go backwards. It's hard to backpedal and get to a safe space, because let's be honest, a lot of times we lose trust with people, but they were never, how do I say this in a nice way? A lot of times we'll be trusting people who have never had the real reputation of being a person that you should trust. They've always been kind of on shaky ground, and you've always probably should have been watching your back. But sometimes we just don't know better. We don't know ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough. We don't have a good radar about the gauging people's energy. We are very gullible. A lot of times don't have enough confidence in ourselves, and we trust the words of people. And I'm definitely the sort of person that if I tell somebody something and they go and they tell something personal and private to somebody else, then I'm definitely done with you. I cannot deal with a person that if I told you something personal or private and I asked for it to remain between the two of us, and that trust is broken, and I hear something back that was private, yeah, that's the end. I'm done with you. Hey, Home by Design with Marilyn. Shanna says, yeah, I can tell. I'm older now. I focus more on peace now. We are all human, but I learned over time people change, good or bad. Some people I know, I've seen some crazy stuff. Yes, me too, Shannon. I've seen some crazy stuff, and I found for myself that what I wanted, what I thought I wanted, and what I thought I needed when I was in my teen years, in my 20s, as I'm getting older, it's changing. Like, I don't have to have what you call closure. I don't need for you to apologize. I don't need for you to be sorry. For me, once it's been revealed that I can't trust you, I don't want to hear nothing else from you. It's like, leave me alone. Back away. Your energy is wrong. And when the mask falls off and I find out who people really are, I can't go backwards. I know that they said you should forgive and forget, but I haven't come to that space yet. I can forgive people so that I don't hate them, and that I don't want to harm them or get revenge on that person. But as far as dealing with them in the future, no, I'm good. I'm like, you go your way and I go mine. And that's just where I am right now in my life. PMC says, trusting too easy is letting the guard down and sometimes a grave mistake. Yeah, and it comes with a heavy price tag, doesn't it, PMC? It really does. It comes with a heavy price tag. You pay dearly when you don't trust those red flags. You know, I talk about red flags all the time because we see red flags from relatives, from it could be your kids, it could be in a romantic relationship, on social media, on the job. Red flags are everywhere, and it's in every relationships that exists. But the thing about it is that what do you do when you see those red flags? Do you go forward? Just move forward like nothing happened, ignore the warning signs, or do you listen to yourself? And I can tell you guys honestly and transparently, when I was younger, I didn't know anything about red flags. I know that something didn't feel right, but I used to always blame myself and like, oh, I'm tripping. They're a good person. They're nice. They're this, because I wanted to convince myself that people were good when I felt it in my spirit that they weren't. Sure, Shannon says, I noticed after, yeah, After that, some people I work with, a lot of stuff came out. They put it on, they put it on Front Street. Yeah. Yeah. When people show you who they are, trust it. Yeah. And that is a very important thing as we mature. People always talk about I'm grown, but a person's age does not define their emotional intelligence. Their age doesn't define a person being secure in their womanhood or manhood. A person's age doesn't mean that they are spiritually mature. A person's age, it doesn't, age has nothing to do with it, because you could find somebody who is younger and they can be way more mature by leaps and bounds than somebody who is 5, 10 years older than them. So we can't just say that age is the definition of maturity. Maturity is, after given situations, what do you do with that situation, with those people, with your behavior? And I have to say, for myself, as a person who think I'm a person who is mature, that it's taken me a long time to get to this space of healing and forgiveness, but also in paying attention to red flags and finally finding my way, finding my voice, and to say, I don't like that. And when I don't like it, I don't force myself to do anything I don't want to do anymore. When I was younger, I used to listen to other people and let people persuade me to shift my mind. And I don't do that anymore. If my gut instinct says no, if I've meditated and prayed about something and it says no, then that's going to be the end of it. I don't go any further after that. Whereas before, I used to doubt myself, like, I don't know. Or I would go by the looks, or I would go by the words, but not really paying attention to the energy like I really needed to. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I trust my eyes. Oh, you trust your instincts. Yeah. You're not the only one, sure, Shannon. Yeah. But, I do think that a lot of people need to work on improving that radar, improving that, because the instinct, it really is a part of paying attention to the energy, to the body language. It's a lot of things. Paying attention to the words, how they're saying it, and are they giving you eye contact, or are they looking to the side? You can tell and read everything that you need to by really paying attention, and not just believing the words that are coming out of a person's mouth. How are they reacting? Are they cool and calm, or they seem nervous, or they seem strange, weird, creepy, or something, Yes, you have to be PMC. You really do. PMC's the facial expression speak louder than the statement. Yeah. A person can say whatever they want to say, but how do you feel? Or how do they make you feel when they say it? Are they stuttering over their words? Are their eyes shifting? Are they shifting their body from back and forth, and they can't stay still? That means they're nervous. So something is off and something is not right. We really do have to pay attention to that. But in getting back to trust, I've talked about before trust issues. And I most definitely was a person that I had so much trust issues for multiple reasons. But I've learned to take of course, many reasons why I should not trust certain individuals, but use that in a positive way. That I know a lot of people, when someone breaks your trust, backstabs you and hurts you, some people, they close off their heart, they close off their life, become like a hermit. They don't experience life anymore because of the scars that people leave behind, and people really do hurt you. And it's an apology can never heal that sort of pain that you experience from um, this collateral damage. It, it's mm, it's just like a huge chasm, can't be repaired. But you can't not live your life because of what other people did to you. You know, if anybody ever cheated on you, backstabbed you, disrespected you, abandoned you, ghosted you, made you feel like less than, it's some of the things that trust, when you lose trust in people, some of the repercussions, some of the after effects of it. And it's not easy. I'm not going to even sit here. I'm not going to even chit chat on here and say, oh, it's easy, you just get over it. No. And the after effects of it is you learn things. You should be actively paying attention and learning lessons. Okay, this person did this to me, but also what did I allow? I probably lowered my guard. I probably told more than I should. I trusted more than I should. I should have been more patient. I should have waited. I should have paid attention to how I felt. I should have paid attention when this person and that person warned me about them. Everything is about not blaming yourself, but what lesson can you learn? How can you grow? How can you elevate and become a better person? That's a part of being wise, not allowing pain to keep you stuck and bitter and hate people, but taking the situation, taking what happened to you and used it as a catalyst for your change. Use it as a source of your empowerment. Yeah. Shannon says, I work with so many broken people. It's hard dealing with that at times. They have a lot of healing to do. I'm sure. There's so much people, they have a lot of work. They need to work on themselves for sure. Yeah. PMC says, avoiding accountability also causes trust to be lost. Yes, that's another thing. And, I never understood this part when I was younger about how important it was to own up to what you did, and also to own up to what you allowed, because it's dual-sided. It's not just you saying, I did this and this, and apologizing and changing your behavior, but also accepting, what did I allow? What was the break? Why didn't I do X, Y, and Z? And accepting that. Not putting full blame on this person and that person and pointing fingers, because that's an easy thing to do. It's very childlike and immature. When you come to the space of maturity and healing, you can say, okay, I did this and this. I allowed this and this. Okay? I saw this red flag, but I didn't listen to it. And it's all good, We're not going to sit here and blame ourselves and have a temper tantrum and be upset and angry and stressed out for the rest of our life because of what we did whenever we did it. But we're going to take that and use it as an empowerment, as a shift in our life, as a way of personal growth and development. This happened to me. This is what I allowed. And now moving forward, I've learned a lesson. I've grown. I've healed. I've matured. And I'm going to do better. I think that's so important. That's such a major life lesson, to be able to say, this happened to me. It hurt me. Or I did this and I hurt people. And I don't want to repeat that behavior. You know how big and huge that is? The majority of people just jump from relationships to relationships, or friendships to friendships, and always, oh, it was this person, it was my ex, it was my parents, it was my siblings, it was this person on the job, it was that. Always blaming everybody, but they never say, I was wrong for this or that. or I should not have gotten into that because that was not a good place for me to be, or that was not a good person for me. You have to own up to what you did, what you allowed, and all of it. And it's nothing bad, it's nothing wrong. It's a part of our journey in life as human beings. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, but also we can't just keep going around hurting people. It's a time where we have to start saying, okay, this is what I did when I was this age, but I'm not doing that anymore. You got to get wiser. You got to turn on that light bulb. You have to be more aware and stop being gullible and listening and believing everything that is said. You know, not everything that glitters is gold. Not every good thing that you hear is something that you should trust and believe. And that's for sure. I definitely learned. I definitely knocked my head against the wall a few times, believing that someone was a person that I could trust when I'm telling you, all the red flags were going off, all the bells and whistles. It was the alarms and the bells and everything. And even inside, in my gut, I felt it was wrong. Don't do this. But I wanted to do it, you know. But with that comes the consequences. With that comes heartbreak and sadness, and we suffer the consequences of not listening to our gut instinct, and it stinks. It really does. And it hurts. It's painful because we don't always want things to go the way that it went, but you know, it is what it is. Part of being an adult is taking that ownership, realizing what you did, realizing what you allowed, realizing that, you know, what this is what they did and that was a bad a habit or behavior, and then making a shift about what you deserve, what you allow, setting boundaries, and standing 10 toes down on that. This is, I no longer will ever allow this, and this. And also, on the same token, I also will not allow myself to do this, and this to another person because I hurt them, because I disappointed them, because of whatever the situation is. I really think it's about elevating and growing as a woman or as a man and being a better quality person, you know? It saddens me to see people in their 30s, 40s, 50s and up acting like little toddlers. I have a little nephew. I have a great nephew. He's going to be 2 in November, and I see how he handles certain situations way more mature than people who are uh, more than 30 years older than him. And some people just don't get it. They'll never get it. They don't care because they're inherently selfish, evil, dismissive, immature, and they don't want to change, you know? And you just have to let people be who they are. But you have to also become wiser. You can't keep making the same decisions and also choosing the same type of people. I know a part of my healing process, my personal growth and development, was raising the bar about what I will allow. And never again will I allow people to ghost me, to no show in my life, to not support me when I need someone the most. I refuse, because I know that I am a supportive, kind, and compassionate person. I give to people until I can't give anymore. And I had to learn to stop giving my all to everybody and leaving myself out. I had to learn that I got to breathe too. I got to put on my own oxygen mask, and to stop feeding people, nourishing people, supporting people. And I haven't fed, nourished, and supported myself. So with everything that happens in our life, we grow, we mature, We have those hard teachable moments, and then we have to shift our behaviors and do better. And that's all we can do at the end of the day. Shift our behavior and do better. Yep. Avoiding accountability also causes trust to be lost. Yes, PMC. Shannon says that's it also. Giving people too much information can be used as ammunition to take you down. I learned to not tell too much. And boy, did I learn that lesson, Shannon. I learned that lesson. Oh, I learned the lesson the hard way. I went through something in the past maybe 10 years of my life, in learning that I may be a person that can be trusted, but not giving people that so easily. Not allowing myself to trust everybody just because they're saying the right words. You know, love is an action word. And if people love us like they claim that they do, that love should move them to treat you right. That love should require that they are loyal and trustworthy. And if you aren't getting that, then that means that there is an absence of love. No matter what they say, a person could be spraying that out their mouth, shouting it from the rooftops, how much they love you. But that's not love, that's toxicity. That's control. But it's most definitely not love. Yes, PMC says dismissing feelings, also failing to deliver can be factors also. Yes, dismissing feelings. Yep. You have to know how you feel. And that was a thing for me in my life. I would always ignore how I felt. And I would feel sad. I would feel angry. I would feel like the energy wouldn't feel right. Something just wasn't right. But I dismissed it. And I've learned to stop dismissing how I feel. I've learned to stop dismissing what I'm going through, because how I feel is valid. How I feel is important. And because I'm enough and I have learned how to form my own relationship with myself, there's certain things that I no longer will ever allow in my life. Ever. I never will allow it again. But when you're in a certain space of immaturity, being gullible, vulnerable, you don't understand those things. And sometimes we learn the hard lessons. We learn the hard way. But it's all good, because, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It helps you to form into a stronger man or woman. It helps you to learn things. It helps you to grow up. And it teaches you why you need to keep your guard up, why you should protect yourself, why you should walk in silence and not talk too much. Don't overshare. And we definitely live in a society. Hi, love baby. Happy Saturday. We definitely live in a society where people overshare. And one thing that I had to learn about oversharing as well was that you can share, but you have to share with safe people. And even that, you have to limit it. Yeah, you most definitely have to limit it. You can't give your trust to everybody. Because if you do, you're going to get burned. You're going to get burned. You're going to get scarred. And I hate to say it, but some people, in trusting other people, have become unalived. There's a big population of people trusting and listening to other people has had them behind bars for the rest of their life. There's some things that I think it's a wonderful thing if you're able to recover and to come back stronger after someone does something that breaks trust, that breaks your heart. But some people are suffering for the rest of their life for a poor decision that they made. Suffering, heartbreak, heartache. Their life is disrupted. Some people have actually lost people because of the decision that they made when they didn't listen to the red flags, when all those bells and whistles were going off. So we most definitely have to pay attention to it, because trust is a big deal, and we shouldn't take it easily. You know, don't take it like, oh, just trust people, and feel like you have to trust people because they're your relatives. And you know what I always talk about, titles don't mean nothing. It doesn't matter if it's your from your child to your spouse to whoever it is. It doesn't matter who a person is in your life, but how do they treat you? Are they a trustworthy person? Are they kind to you? Are they compassionate? Do they think about your feelings? Are they respectful? Or do they only think about themselves? Those are the questions that you should be asking yourself. Do they love me, or do I love them? And that is something that many of us don't understand, that part, that we can't just keep loving other people and we don't get any. I mean, there's no residuals, there's no it's not reciprocated. There there's no compensation, there's nothing. Actually, you lose your mental health. You're stressed out. You be crying. You feel very lonely. It's not a good thing. So it's just not worth it. If you find that it's somebody who keeps making you feel like you're inferior, like you're nothing, they're non-supportive, that's a toxic person. And a toxic person is never going to be a healthy person. It doesn't matter how much excuses they make and how much times that they apologize. A sorry is not going to fix immaturity. A sorry is not going to fix a person who is toxic. And everybody who is in our life is not a person that's meant to stay there. We have those seasons where people come and go. And we also should have the season where we understand and learn that I deserve better, because maybe at that time, maybe you didn't respect yourself yet. You didn't know about compassion and self-love. You didn't know about setting boundaries. You didn't think that you deserved better. But then as you go through your journey in your life, you learn things. You learn to look at yourself in the mirror and to say, I am enough. I do deserve better. I am a good person. I am not nothing. I don't deserve to be run over. I'm not a doormat. And I'm not everybody's savior. Let's stop doing the savior complex. We can't save other people. That's not your job. It's not your role to save other people. Everybody needs a safe place to fall. And some people have never been a safe place, and they will never be a safe place. Okay, so that's my 30 minutes. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. I will try my best to tap in tomorrow at some point. I'm not really sure of the schedule, but we'll try to tap in tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening to this audio conversation. I really appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to all of my GEMS family. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I'm Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger and life coach, motivational speaker, and mindset shifter. I encourage you to spend some time on yourself, love yourself, heal your inner child. Every day you're going to have to live with yourself, and you might as well love the person that you see looking back at you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to my channel members. If you see somebody in blue or in the chat, make sure you go by and check out their content. You'll be so glad that you did. I appreciate you guys. I'm Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger. And you know what I say over here. Love your life and live your life. See you guys next time.